Alabama.
My name's Jose Rivera and I'm from San Diego, California.
My name is Nicole Cooper. I currently live in Memphis, Tennessee, but I'm originally from Los Angeles, California.
Hey guys, my name is Sophia Rashkin. I'm from Denver, Colorado.
My name is Peter Sorensen. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hey friends, Toby here, one part Toby and Layla, originally from Scotland but living in Canada.
Hey, my name is Chuck Marshall and I am from Vancouver, Washington.
My name is Arthur Tubman from New York City.
My name is Kevin Connect. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hi, my name is Melissa Connect. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
What's up, everyone? My name's Chris Record from Northern California.
Tony Rush from Dothan, Alabama.
My name's Aaron Rashkin, Denver, Colorado.
My name is Tracy Walker and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hi, my name is Lawrence Tam, born and raised in Houston, Texas. And before I joined Empower Network, I'm actually in engineering, mechanical engineering.
My first impression with Empower Network was, oh no, not again.
I honestly didn't know what to think of it quite at first, but I was intrigued.
Honestly, I thought it was a scam. I saw this guy with long hair and he just looked like a stoner to me.
My first instinctive response was, this is the ugliest website I've ever seen in my life.
The first video I saw of David Wood was him running out in the ocean in Costa Rica, screaming and yelling with his hair frizzing everywhere, so I really didn't know what to think about it, to be honest.
I heard about it from my husband. He actually got started without my knowledge.
I actually started without telling my wife. You can start for $25, you can start for $100 without telling your wife.
When we first looked at it, we're like, oh, another one of those things that we're all just gonna jump in, make some short-term money, and that's it.
You know, there's a lot of people making a ton of money, and I just wanted to know whether or not if it was for real.
Gut feeling about Empower when I first heard about it was, you know what, let's give it a shot.
So I will admit, at first, a little bit sketched out, a little bit skeptical, but as I looked more into it, I found out this is the real deal.
When I joined Empower, I was at a spot where I wasn't happy with what I was doing, and I really wasn't making a ton at that exact point in time.
I hit this emotional wall where I just could not grind anymore. For about 90 days, I could not work.
My wife, Melissa, and I actually filed bankruptcy. So we were pretty skeptical and pretty gun-shy.
We had pretty much no money in the bank at all.
We were doing things that we didn't love to do, want to do, and we felt like we were a slave to the things that we were doing.
I was coming off a pretty big death in my family, and we were at a pretty low point.
I had a background in real estate. That all crashed on me. You know, I was in a situation where I'd gone through foreclosure, massive debt.
I had a negative bank account, a 485 credit score. I was rear-ended in a car accident. I was left with whiplash. At that point, I had sort of hit rock bottom.
Over 6.5 years ago, I was sitting in prison, and I was in a position where I had to basically rebuild my life.
We're living in the basement of a bar. We had no money, we had no future, we had no security. We were basically alcoholics, drinking our life away.
Had no list, no online internet marketing experience, didn't do any paid advertising.
I flew out to Atlanta, Georgia to go to my very first event for Empower Network, and I realized that there was a real community, real people getting real results. It wasn't just a couple guys in a website.
I'm surrounded by a community of people in a business that is extraordinary. It's the best thing I've ever been a part of in my entire life.
When we went to the first event and then the second event, that was when everything clicked. That's when we had our aha moment.
We were very part-time in the beginning, and it wasn't until we realized that we were making $20,000 a month that it really got our attention.
I gave birth to my son a month and a half after being in Empower Network. Within that 6-week period, I made 18 grand.
I knew I had it when in the first week I made $9,000.
I'm seeing Facebook comments that are saying, wow, I made $3,000 overnight.
Empower Network, I did $10,000 my first night while on vacation, taking my kids out in San Antonio.
First month, I was able to make $10,000 with Empower Network.
This company, this system, this movement has made a tremendous impact on my life financially.
2 to 3 hours a day to make $40,000 every single month. I mean, who does that and where else can you do that?
Just think about a time in your life where you're like, I'm here, or it makes sense, or you know, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be.
You know, it's not about selling the product, it's about selling your journey.
This is unlike any of those millions of other things we've seen.
Wherever you're at in your life right now, understand that it's 100% real.
You know, we're getting Facebook notes and messages and emails, having conversations with people that are making as much as $10,000 in their first 5 or 6 weeks.
I've learned the true concept of Not working for money, but getting your money to work for you.
Doing the right things, I finally found a system that was going to back me up and help make it all possible.
It's 2 hours. It's following a really simple system that anybody can do.
When I got into this business, I did what you told me to do, and I made money.
I've made approximately $406,000.
I was making about $30,000, $35,000 every single month.
And my earnings about $60,000.
I just bought a new Maserati.
Our best month was like $60,000 or $70,000 for the month.
Financially, it's been an amazing blessing. I've hit over 110 grand.
I've done about $579,000.
In our 5th month in the business, we did $34,000.
A little bit over $300,000.
I've made around $125,000 so far with Empower Network.
My accountant came back and she was shocked that we don't really have overhead like a traditional restaurant or some traditional businesses. And she's like, you must spend this money.
Listen to all of the people that are making things happen and sharing the insight, because it doesn't matter where you come from, you can get there.
It's the attitude of believing, how can I, instead of I can't.
But it's no longer about my boss telling me how many days I can have with my wife or my kids.
You deserve it. You need to believe that you deserve it. You've got to want it and have the drive inside of you.
There's something inside of you that says, I deserve more, and yes, you do.
Have a belief and a mindset that you can do it. Don't discount yourself. You can absolutely do it. Take massive action. Just get up every morning and say, you know what? I'm going to give today my best.
You can't do that when you're on a salary and you're barely keeping enough just to maintain yourself.
You can do anything that you want. If you're ready to finally create results in your life, then just step up to the plate, take massive action, and do it.
There is nothing more joyful, fulfilling, and pleasing than being able to help anybody around you in any situation that they're in.
I fought the fight, made it worth it, made it happen, juggled everything, and just found a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
I'm going to take action on the Empower products. I'm going to go through the 15K. I'm going to go through the Master's course. I'm going to get all in.
Follow suit and just move forward, take action, and I'm thrilled. I'm excited. It's changed everything for me.
Hey there, this is Dave Wood again. Welcome back. As you can see, it's not just me that's making a lot of money, it's also a lot of the people around me, and the people who are listening to these strategies and are actually applying them are getting the biggest results. So now it's time to talk about what we're selling, how we're doing it, and how you can get results with it. So here's what we're selling. We have 2 main products that you're gonna have the opportunity to buy, and then also we're gonna talk about how to generate the incomes we talked about in this video. We have a product called the Viral Blogging System. We also have a product called the Inner Circle Membership. As a part of your Fast Start Kit that you're gonna get access to when you get started, you're also gonna get a Fast Start system, some marketing tools, you're gonna get access to our affiliate system. So let's talk about each one of these. First of all, the Viral Blogging System, what is it? Well, that goes back to the breakthrough that I had in 2009 when my life just started taking off and I started making money like crazy. What did I learn and how did I apply it? I learned one concept that changed my life. It's a concept called target marketing. Basically what I learned is that rather than trying to just sell to everyone, there are people that are actually hunting down the information that I'm trying to sell to them. They want to buy it. They literally have their credit card in their hand right now. They're sweating because they're looking to make a decision and they're just looking for the right person to buy it from. I learned how through utilizing viral blogging technology to target those people and to capture them right at the moment when they're making a decision. Now, what I learned over the years after trying to teach tens of thousands of people to blogs, I learned that it's too technically complex to be able to do it. People either don't know technology or they don't have sales skills. And so we invested $3 million of my money into a piece of technology called the Viral Blogging System that is designed as a system where you can sell any products, any business that you're in, doesn't matter what it is, and we are going to help you create sales and create income like that in your organization by learning what it is that I did back in 2009. So that's the Viral Blogging System. It's the most powerful way to market on the internet. What's the inner circle? Well, to get to the inner circle, I got to tell a little story here for a second. Back in 2002, I met a guy when I first got in this profession who was making $500,000 a month. Now, to give you an idea of how much money that was, this guy had a private jet, and he'd flown to a meeting to 1,000 people in his private jet. And the only reason he flew to that meeting in the jet was, in his own words, because he wanted to go home that night and eat dinner with his wife. So after the meeting, he actually got back in the jet and he flew back home to his wife. Now, I got a chance to corner this guy after the meeting and ask him, what's the secret? I'm gonna tell you in just a second. What is the inner circle, though? The inner circle is an ongoing training system and an ongoing personal development system for the home business profession. In other words, if you have somebody that's got a home business, if you want to learn how to make money from home, this is an ongoing system to train you how to create success in your downtime as you're driving to and fro from work. Which brings me back to that story in the hotel. Got up to this guy and I was frustrated. I was like, I'm trying, and I'm not making any money. And I got up to him and I said, just teach me the secret, because I'm frustrated. And he goes, stop, clapped his hands, and I went like this. It's a weird way to respond, right? Well, what did he say next? He said, Dave, if you'll do two things only, and you'll promise me that you will do them, I promise you, you will not know what your life will be like 10 years from today. Now, one of those things that he told me was that from that moment on, I was required to turn my drive time into a learning university. He told me, if you want to create success whenever you're not doing anything, in your downtime, he said, while you're taking a shower, when you're driving in your car, he's like, this does not take any time out of your day. Be playing an audio in the background from somebody that knows how to do what you want to learn how to do. He says, if you'll do that, you will become an expert that will get paid more than anybody around you, more than anybody that you know in your life, and you'll stop talking like this too. So I took his advice. So where was I 10 years later? 2002, September time, 10 years after I met him, I was standing on a stage. In San Diego, California, in front of 2,400 people, and I remembered that conversation and that I had done it. And you know what I realized? That I couldn't have believed what I had accomplished over the last 10 years if you would have gone back in time and told that guy 10 years before. He was right. The problem with audio training is there's not a central place to do it. So you end up spending thousands of dollars. So we compiled this Inner Circle membership for that. Now you also get a Fast Start system. What is that? That's an affiliate training that's designed to help you get started quickly, get into profit immediately, keep growing your organization, and more importantly, make as much money as you could possibly make in your business, specifically for Empower Network. It's going to come in your Fast Start pack. What else do you get? You get marketing tools, right? Like this DVD. And I want you to ask yourself a question. As you're watching this DVD, you're making a decision. And as your prospects watch this DVD, they're going to be making a decision too, which takes you out of the picture for needing to sell. If you can get somebody to watch this and ask a couple of questions, I'm going to show you how you can create any kind of income that you can imagine utilizing our technology, utilizing our marketing systems. What's the next thing that you get? This is the biggest, most important one. You get exclusive affiliate rights to be a part of Empower Network and to market all of our products and services, not just a couple. And there's more commissions that I'm going to lay out here. So what does all of this cost together? Well, all of this together, and I'll break down each part individually a little bit later on, all of this together, the cost is $197 up front to get started, and that's going to include some marketing tools so that you can build offline, and also some online marketing tools. It's also going to include the viral blogging system and the Inner Circle membership and everything that we just talked about. And there's also more. I have some surprises for you that I'm going to talk about a little bit later. What's the ongoing cost? The ongoing cost is $144.95 per month, right? Now, out of this, it's going to pay you a commission of $125 a month, starting from when somebody purchases it, as long as they're a customer. Now, I want you to think about that here for a second, because I'm going to show you a model in just a second on how you can create really significant incomes off really small numbers of people. We're going to come back to this number. It's one of the most important things in this presentation. Here's an important thing, though. There's not any risk for you for making a decision. Because if you get started because you're excited, because you're like, I like that guy, he's nice, or you say, I like the vision, or, I like the products, I want to be a part, or you say, I'm going to get rich quick, and you get cold feet, and you say, I want out. If for any reason you want your money back, just tell us in the next 14 days, you get 100% of your money back. So it's not even a big deal to just make a decision and join, because there's no risk to you at all. Here's the next part of that, though, is realizing, okay, I've got it. I've got the commission part down. Show me how that works in a second, right? But I still think it's a little bit risky, or, whatever. Let me actually show you how simple this is. So how do you build this is the question. We have an offline system for building. We have an online system for building, and each one of these systems has a lot of training to help you solve any problem you're going to run into. So what's the offline way? Well, this is simple. Number one, you're going to create a list of people that you have influence with, right? Step number one. Or we're going to teach you how to create a new list of people that you actually have influence with. Some people are saying, yeah, I don't have any influence, right? Or you're part of the NFL club. That means no friends left, right? We're going to show you how to create a sphere of influence. Step number two, get those people to watch this DVD. Why do you get them to watch this DVD? It takes you out of the equation. You don't have to do the selling, right? And they're going to be convinced to buy as they're watching this presentation, just like you are, right? And number three, you're going to ask 2 questions to them. What are the 2 questions? Question number one, what did you like best about what you saw? What did you like best about what you saw? What have you liked best so far? Just think about that for a second. Then they're going to answer. And then you're going to ask them, so it sounds like you're ready to get started. Now that second one doesn't sound like a question. Promise you it is, right? It sounds like you're ready to get started. You're just going to nod like this. And they're going to say, oh yeah. Just like after you watch this video, the person who invited you to look at it is going to ask you, what did you like best about what you saw? They're going to be nodding, and you're going to tell them, they're going to say, okay, sounds like you're ready to get started. And you're going to say, yeah, and then they're just going to sign you up. It's that simple to do. If you can do those 3 steps, you can enroll. This is how it's going to work. You're going to enroll, okay, so 2 questions. You're going to enroll anywhere from 1 out of 5 to 1 out of 3, depending on how confident you are. Not depending on the questions, not depending on the DVD. That's dependent on how confident you are. If you're totally unconfident, you get about 1 out of 5. If you're like me, you're going to get 1 out of 1, right? If you're like most confident people, you're going to get 1 out of 3, right? So I'm going to show you how that fits together in a model to create your dream lifestyle in here in just a second. So what's the online system? How do you build on the internet? It's the same. And that's the thing to realize. So what do you do on the internet? Well, step number one is you create a list of people you have influence with, and we're going to show you how to do that through our viral blogging system. You can do that. You can do that through all kinds of strategies that we have in the resource library that we have in our company. Step number two is you're going to send them to see this video on the internet, right? Step number three is you're going to, once again, ask them 2 questions. You're going to get them to join, right? 2 questions. So what's the 2 questions again? What did you like best about what you saw? And sounds like you're ready to get started. That's literally it. If you'll do that, you're going to get offline 1 out of 5 to 1 out of 3. On the internet, it's a little bit different. You're going to get 1 in 10, 1 in 15, depending on where you're getting your list, maybe 1 in 30, right? Because you're working with a lot more numbers and you're not having to work with everybody personally, right? So you can use these 2 models together. Obviously, I live in Costa Rica, so a lot of my building is done on the internet, but I also build offline, right? So this is all you have to do it, right? Now here's what I'm going to start drawing out for you. Is I want you to think in terms of small numbers. Remember when I said 125 a month? And I talked to you, I was going to teach you how to build, number one, a part-time income, right, of $1,250 a month, right? Because that's part-time. Maybe you want to pay your mortgage. Maybe you want to pay your cars off faster, something like that. How many people does that take? 10 people, right? Normally, and I'm going to talk about this here in a second. I'm going to talk about organization. 10 people either that you get in this month or that are ongoing that are ordering every month. 10 people. We're not talking about like hundreds and hundreds of people, right? How do you make a full-time income, right? Now, I talked about a full-time income earlier, and I talked about a full-time income as being $6,250 a month. Well, how do you do that? 50 people. These are tiny numbers of people, guys. We are not talking about auditoriums full, all right? So 50 people, right? Now you say, well, Dave, that's a lot of people. Well, the full-time income, the average in North America is right around $3,000, right? That's about the average family income in North America. So cut it in half. 25 people is $3,125 a month. 25 people. If you're getting 1 out of 3 to 1 out of 5, can you get 25 people? Heck yeah, that's easy, right? We're not talking about like downlines in the hundreds of thousands. One time I had a downline of 1,000 people, right? 1,000. I had a team of 1,000 in an offline traditional company. I was making less than $4,000 a month. We're talking about 50 people doing this. That's crazy talk, right? Now, how do you make a professional level income, a 6-figure income, right? Well, I talked about earlier, $12,500, right? How many people is that? 100 people, right? 100 people. Now, that's a little bit more people. You're thinking, I don't know if I can do that, right? I got you, right? But maybe you also don't want to make that much money yet. That's fine. You can start at a smaller level if you choose. But after I draw out what I'm going to draw out next, this is just going to blow your mind how simple this is to do. Because you're selling products that meet a demand for 15.9 million people in North America. But who's our real market? Our real market is everybody struggling with the economy. Our real market is anybody that is sick and tired of being sick and tired. Our real market is all the people, they see this and they say, are you kidding me? For 10 people, I replace half my income, I can pay my mortgage on time, I could pay for my car, I could maybe go on a vacation once a year for the first time in my life. This is a small number, and those small numbers make this business work like I'm gonna draw it now. So what do? Well, we have a commission structure at Empower Network, and it's called a coded bonus power line system. Now that's a mouthful, and the reason it's a mouthful is because I invented it, and I'm not known to be short with my words, but this is essentially how it works. You're going to, when you're building your team on the commissions for these specific products, you are going to pass certain commissions into a coded bonus, and you're going to receive those same commissions in a coded bonus from the people in your team. You're going to understand how it works in a second, so just hold on a second. The first thing I want to say, though, is that you don't have to understand how it works, because we had a guy, his name was Vic. Vic earned $2 million before he understood how this worked, because he didn't care how it worked. What he cared was the results he was going to get and how to create them, so he just went to work. So if you don't understand it, it'll work. This is what you got to do. So you go out, you make a list, you get people to watch this DVD, you ask them the 2 questions. So when you go out, you bring a person in. Well, sales 1, 3, 5, and then every 5th are, the first one's a training sale, and the rest of them after that are team building sales. It's to incentivize your sponsor and your team to help you succeed. So when you go out there and you make a sale, your first sale, well, you're not gonna earn the $125 a month, and that's okay, right? Why? Because the second sale, all of it goes to you, $125 a month, right? As long as that person keeps it. You've almost covered your cost with your second sale. So you pass this first one to whoever your sponsor is, right? Now here's the key though on the second sale.